Hello everyone, Andreas here from Roll With It, and today we're going to be reviewing Art and Arcana. Let's get the reflection. This thing's actually quite heavy. This is the collector's version of Art and Arcana, available on Amazon and through your local friendly gaming store. And let's crack this open and see what we have. Alright, let's open this sucker up and see what's inside. This is actually the first time I'll be opening this. I just started to tear at the seams and I got excited, so I had to make sure I had my video set up to be sure I was looking at this right. Alright. Let's take a look at what's inside this. How do I open this guy? It is like a book. Holy snap. Alright. What do we have here? So the covering insert. So, in addition, we have Dungeons & Dragons Tomb of Horrors, the original 1975 tournament module. Now, oh wow, God. Alright, let's take a look at this sucker. The legend. Oh wow, this text is atrocious. Let me read these. Magic user. So character types, the expedition, Tomb of the Horror, original maps, sketch art. Holy crap. That is fan-frickin-tastic. These are all art. Okay, so I'll have to take a read through this because I'm actually curious at how they actually ran the tournament module, since I have no experience in AD&D or the pre-3.0 culture of D&D. So I'm actually quite curious at how that actually went down. So original, or not original art prints, but art prints. Saying where they're from. So we have here cover for the Keep on the Borderlands. We have here the easy cover painting for the World of Greyhawk. Cover painting for the Swords of Deceit. And, oh, this is one of my favorites. Interior painting from the 2nd edition Player's Handbook. Look at that glory. The dragon hanging. Oh, we have some inserts. This looks... Hey, it looks like a 3rd edition art piece. Forge of Fury. Oh, and they got a whole bunch of these. Oh, wow. Remember this one? I'm sure you all have seen this one before. Wow, there's a lot more art in here than I expected. Just from the art book from just art print standpoint. So, let's see. Deities and Demigods cover. Wow. Oh, this is a 4-fold. Let's see if I can lay that out for you all to see. And this is the Dungeon Master screen. Oh, 3-fold. Great. Now I have more art to put up on my wall. This is gonna be awesome. I've got so much empty wall space. Well, I've got so much art too to put up on that wall space, so we'll see how we can get good use out of all those. That is amazing. Alright. Now, there we go. And because I like putting things back where I found them, everything goes back in the bag and back in the box. And then I'm just going to reinsert that kindly. Come on. There we go. Now for the big guy. Alright, look at that sucker. Art Arcana. That's a thick book. Alright, so what are we looking at here? Ooh, some maps from the inside. And just for the box, cover, back, heavy. So it's looks like a book box, which is quite interesting. Oh, some 5th edition art that we're all familiar with. Art and Arcana. Detect magic. Pyrotechnics. Explosive runes. What? I'm reading this upside down. Oh, it does say polymorph. Okay. Polymorph self. Big B's interposing hand. Reincarnation. And these are talking about all the different editions. And I guess it's like the art up to the editions. We got a little old school D&D posters. The original deities and demigods. Oh, there's gonna be so much reading I'm gonna have to do in this. I feel bad because I hate reading books like this because of it, just like how nice the book is. I don't want to like fold it or dent it. I'm just gonna be flipping through just so you can see the interior. But dragon. Oh, interesting. How they use the old comics model for character posing. Makes sense completely. Especially since that was the major media at the time. Evolution of the purple worm. From that creepy thing. Holy crap. Some dungeons. A lot of doors. Outdoor survival. Be skipping a few pages as we go just so I can flip through this whole guy. Asurarac. Asurarac. Evolution of him over time. Ooh. Demogorgon, the evolution. Yeah, I'm not sure what that thing was. That was a strange creature at the time. Dragon magazines. Oh, that's glorious. Sorry for the reflection. And this is the collector's edition of the Art and Arcana book. But that I believe the book is the same for both. And the only difference is I get the fancy cover and the art pieces. First edition. One most are familiar, or not most, but many of our old school gamers are familiar with, having grown up with. This was before me. I was born in '89, so I was introduced to D&D back in 3rd edition, before 3.5, or shortly before 3.5. But I do remember going to the library and picking out some of these books because I wanted to do more research into D&D and seeing how those books could help me understand the lore and the creatures more thoroughly. Because I was quite into D&D when I was young. This art piece is a popular one. I always found it an interesting piece, but just from how it's stylized. Oh god. Wow. Just take a trip through history and back. Hex Crawl. Loth. Ravenloft. All the modules. This is quite some book. Oh, I have to put this down. My back is killing me. And just more and more history, advertisements, stories of back then. Wow. Oh, that's awesome. I wish I could speak to the history of all this stuff because I am not a D&D. I have not existed long enough to be in the history of D&D. But this is phenomenal, and I can't wait to read through this. This is... Oh, wow. Quest for the Dungeon Master game. Wow. Based off of the old... I remember seeing the commercials for the D&D animated series, but I think I've only saw like 3 episodes ever. Dragonlance, I loved the art for Dragonlance, the Celtic style that they put on top of that. Temple of Elemental Evil. Forgotten Realms, that was my favorite setting. Oh, Yawning Portal. I remember seeing that on book covers. Or on a book cover. I forget which one, but I remember reading it as a child because I was getting into I needed to start reading better, and so Forgotten Realms was my book of choice. Oh my god, the old school video games. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, that's it? 1 page? That is awesome. It's actually interesting because the Arena, old school Elder Scrolls Arena, was kind of based off of, D&D, of course. But what's interesting is that their new game that's coming out, Blades, is actually kind of an inspiration from Arena, so it'll be interesting to see how they do that. All the dragons. 3rd edition dragon. Actually, no, that's 3rd edition dragon. 4th edition dragon was pretty cool. But Draconomicron, man, that was a fantastic book. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend checking it out. Dark Sun. I really want to get more into Dark Sun. That was just something that completely missed me. Oh. Alkain. Speaking of which, isn't there a re-release of that, I believe? Or a new release of that, Alkain. Oh, that's cool sketch art. Eyeballs! Now we just need to put oogly eyes on them. Yeah, you could go through this entire book and do... Oh, that's cool. The TSR dragon with the S. I really like that. It's a good logo at the time. And then all the brands. All the brands that we love to see. The question is, what is Wizards working on for their next setting? TSR Quest. Oh, Icewind Dale, Baldur's Gate, yes. Now we're catching up to my time in life. My childhood books, 3rd edition. The Online Creator. Oh, there's a great... I want to do a talk on the digitization of D&D and how this came around. The character generator, I have a lot of fond memories with that, especially messing with that. The CD in the back of the book. Third edition art. Sorcerer. Now we're in territory. Now we're in territory I understand. This last section of the book, the part that I remember and know. Oh, this is glorious. This is all the art from ever, it seems. The standard races, art. Warcraft back in the day when they did a D20 Warcraft. I wish they would do one now. That would be awesome to see. The dragons. Sundry lore. Neverwinter Nights. The water Davian creatures. Miniatures handbook. That's interesting. The Roper. Eberron, 3rd edition. And some chaotic art, but it was awesome. Very good style. Stuck out on its own, which was nice. Wait, this is... Oh, that's from... It looks like a World of Warcraft quest. Player's Handbook 2, and yeah, once they started doing Player's Handbook 2 and all that stuff. It just got too much. And then 4th edition, the brief edition, brief D&D tactics game, which we all know and love because it was perfect for tabletop. The art was really cool. They did a great job creating it, and yeah, the only issue was that it was a dungeon tactics game. It wasn't a role-playing game, which is actually quite interesting because, ooh, Evolution of the Owlbear. What? I like that a lot better. Yeah, I think as someone who's created owlbears, definitely the more bearish has become the more popular vision of what people see. I did see a lot of 3rd edition ones, but it's nice to see the more bear come out. That is quite the creature, though. Oh, wow. This was their old... I'll have to probably read through this before I do my talk on digitization of D&D. Red box. That's awesome. Oh, look at that. That's awesome. Oh, yeah, now on to 5th edition, which we've seen all of this art. You can look for it for yourself. Ooh. The Mines of Moria reminding me of that. Dragons. Curse of Strahd. The evolution of the vampire. God, so Bram Stoker, or so classic vampire in the older versions. Some re-envisioned creatures. Marvelous maps. Mind Flayer Colony? Oh, that's cool. The Demon Web. Quite a Demon Web. Oh, that's beautiful. Well, I'm glad someone did a D&D art book, because it was a long time coming. There is the D&D history book that was published by Evil Hat. Well, actually, it's a couple books about the history and evolution of D&D. But this is nice to see all the art that came from these earlier editions that I know I've never seen, and would never see if I didn't pick up this book. So here we go, Art Arcana, a glorious masterpiece. Now this is the collector's edition. I bought it. It says MSRP $125. I believe I bought it for $80 off Amazon. Of course, go support a local gaming store if it's available there. For me, I still need to find where those are because I just moved to LA. But yes, check it out. Alright, so final thoughts. Is Art Arcana worth getting for you? Now, I would totally recommend it if you're someone that has a collector's set, a display case, or somewhere to show off your collection, or people to show off your collection to. Now, if you don't, then the standard edition of the book is totally fine. There's tons of history, lore, information about the art style, processes that TSR and Wizards of the Coast undergoing the development of D&D and the production of all the supplements and so forth. There's tons and tons of great information, tons and tons of great art, and if you're interested in the history of D&D, I would totally recommend picking it up. This leather-bound edition or the standard edition. And that's my pick. If you like this review or want to see any future content by me, please ring the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.